What is a libertarian? I mean, I have my definition of what a libertarian is. I've read the definition online what a libertarian is. I've seen Joe Jorgensen's definition of a libertarian is. What is your definition of a libertarian?
I'm okay with Joe Jorgensen's. It's the government governs best that governs least.
Okay.
That we need some government. You need government to protect us from foreign invaders. Something the founders hadn't thought of, I would say we need government for pollution rules, because my smoke goes to your lungs. There's no market incentive to behave well. You could sue me, but our legal system's so slow that's impractical. So we need government to do some things. But government is a blunt instrument, and it doesn't do anything well. You, with your radio show, or your podcast, you constantly have to adjust to what the market wants, what the viewers, listeners want. Every business does, every second. In government, they make an adjustment once every 2 years or 4 years, if then. And often to make an adjustment, it's illegal because they passed all these rules to see if you wouldn't steal the money. Germany and Japan prospered after, in the 60s and 70s? Because we'd bombed them to smithereens, and they had to start over without all their little rules. Less government creates prosperity, and that makes everybody's life better.
What's the difference between a libertarian and a Republican?
I think homosexuality is just fine. I don't think people should be forced to salute the flag. I don't think, and this is now a Democrat thing too, I don't think we should try to police the world. Don't see why. I thought we won against Japan and Germany, but we have 50,000 soldiers stationed in Germany, 30,000 in Japan. Often we make enemies. We have troops in almost 100 countries. Often we make more enemies than we keep the peace. I think drugs should be legal, not just marijuana.
Today's 420. I don't know. What are your thoughts on legalization of marijuana?
Well, I'm sad to see that, who was it, Willie
Nelson?
Willie Nelson wants the president to make it a national holiday.
A national week.
Do we have to make everything about government? Can't you just enjoy weed? But it's once you're an adult, do you own your body or not? Isn't it my right? You've got your tequila here. If I want to poison myself with your tequila.
That's the Rock's tequila. Shout out to the Rock.
Should be our choice.
Right. So that's a libertarian. By the way, if they make 420 a national holiday for wheat, 420 also happens to be Hitler's birthday. So before they decide to make 420 a national holiday, they may want to think twice on making the man's birthday a national flipping holiday. May not be a good idea.
I agree with you. Good point. I did not know that.
Yeah, 420. Can you imagine that? You make that the birthday. It's a pretty pathetic situation.
Part of libertarianism is the belief in laissez-faire economics.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that? It's essentially do as you will, do as you please, let the markets be. What just happened with the
If you don't cheat and
someone's not muted, I hear the audio of the episode.
I don't.
I do.
What are you guys hearing?
Okay, go ahead. Just keep going. It's okay. Part of laissez-faire. I hear the episode in the background, and it's not mine. I lowered my audio. Is it yours?
Nope.
You're not hearing it. I'm hearing it now. But go ahead. Hey, folks, if you're hearing it as well, let us know if you're hearing the background or not. But go ahead. Continue. Adam, go ahead.
Laissez-faire capitalism, laissez-faire economics.
It just means that let us be. And it doesn't mean do whatever you want, because, as I said, you got to please the customer for things to work well. You need a deed to your property. The worst places to live are, say, the African country, where there's no rule of law, because no one builds the factory. Because if you do, people may steal what you make, or the dictator may take your whole factory. So you need to know that what you own is yours, and then you'll build on it. Some economists have gone into the slums of Latin America and tried to figure out, why do these people stay poor? Well, it's because they can't know that their home is their home. So they don't improve it. They don't improve the store because they don't own their property. But once you own it, and there are rules against cheating, then that's what creates wealth.
That's
John,
what. That's what was your question?
Laissez-faire economics.
laissez-faire economics.
Yeah, that's part of the libertarian doctrine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why doesn't the Libertarian Party have a bigger place in America? We've talked about on the show that you've got the left on the
John,
Dems.
you cannot tell me Joe Jorgensen's going to inspire.
Yeah,
people
like
to
why
become
Joe
libertarians.
Jorgensen, Gary Johnson.
I know you gave her a nice shout out and Gary Johnson a nice shout out. The energy of libertarians is driving me insane. Like, you know what we need to do? We need to get libertarians to be sponsored by Red Bull, by Bang, by Starbucks, by Dunkin' Donuts. Pick whatever coffee you got. Sponsor some of these libertarians with some energy. I don't even drink coffee, but I think they need a little bit of it because they're definitely not. It's a great concept that could resonate with the younger audience, but it's not being sold properly.
But energy isn't enough. Ron Paul was energetic, and
he converted a lot, though.
He did convert a lot of people, but people are not comfortable with freedom. It's just a lot of people, something's different about our brains that we're sympathetic to these ideas.
So I don't even know what you mean by that. What do you mean that people aren't comfortable with freedom? I think people really enjoy their freedom, John.
They're scared. They're worried if people can do whatever they want, the rich will abuse the poor. The strong will abuse the weak. People, it won't be able to pay their hospital bills. Poor people will get screwed. It's just easier to believe that if you elect wise people who want to help people, for each according to his ability, each according to his need, that will be better. My own wife, who's listened to my stories for 38 years now, still says, but wait a second, what about this? And this is the poor people are going to be left behind here. It's not it. Once I learned it, it was just clear to me. But most people will never either spend the time to learn it or they can't learn it.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.